You've been playing guitar for 20 years, maybe longer. You practice a lot, but somehow you still feel stuck after all this time. Hi, I'm Christian with Axfire, and I specialize in helping guitar players break through to their highest potential. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the 5 main reasons why you still feel stuck after all this time. Number 1 is really going to surprise you. And before we get into it, remember to hit that subscribe button to support the channel and to get notified about more videos just like this. First reason why people feel stuck after so many years of playing. And I said this was going to surprise you, so here it is. Leading with fear. People, when they pick up the guitar after a long day of work, typically don't have hours and hours to practice. So they get a little bit of time. That already puts you in a scarcity mindset. So when you're looking at that smaller window, when you wish it could be longer, we instinctively try to cram everything into that window that we possibly can. We think, okay, here's the song I've been wanting to learn. I want to practice my technique. I want to learn this lick that I saw on Instagram. I'm going to try to cram it all in. And so what we end up doing is we get little bits of things all kind of mashed in together, and we never really dig into one thing, just because we're leading with fear. What you want to do instead is lead with love. And what this means is just sitting in gratitude. Okay, so when you pick up the guitar, instead of thinking, oh, I have to get it in, or what if I'm never going to be good enough, or like all these things that are fear-based thoughts creep in. Instead of that, you want to think, wow, I am so lucky that I get to pick this thing up every single day. There are lots of people out there that don't even get that. And I'm one of the lucky few that get to sit down and actually have the guitar in my hands, and I get to do what I want for X amount of time. Wow, I am so lucky. I am so grateful. I feel so much love towards this instrument. I feel so much love towards my craft. I can't wait to work on this one riff because I love the sound of guitar, because I love the way it feels when I play. This is the kind of emotional foundation that you need if you want to see growth on the guitar, because the fear-based mindset is not getting you anywhere, right? It's been however many years. You've been picking up the guitar thinking, oh, I have to get it all in this small amount of time. And all these other thoughts that are fear-based come rushing as a result of opening those floodgates. You know, that one thought, that's a gateway to, oh, what if I'm never going to make it? What if I'm too old? What if I'm not cut out for this? And when you're sitting in that foundation, when you pick the guitar up, you've already lost. So let's flip that around. From here on out, I want you to try to approach the guitar and your guitar time with love and gratitude. Reason number 2, not adequately prioritizing your practice time. Now, this goes along right after the fear-based practicing, because when we act out of fear, we act out of scarcity. So we think, if I don't have an hour to practice, it's not worth my time because I can't get it all in. This is the kind of thinking that you need to change entirely, because honestly, when was the last time you had a full hour to pick up the guitar and do what you want, right? Like when you get home from work, do you honestly have that hour? You got to make dinner, you got to put the kids to bed, and then afterwards, like, you're probably so tired. Either you just noodle around on the guitar a little bit with half your brain power, or you put on a show, you know. So at this stage of life, you really need to make sure that you're putting in small windows of practice time and seeing those as valuable. That's what I mean by prioritizing your practice time. You have to look at what you do have and see that it is in fact valuable, that you don't need a full hour of guitar time to see progress, to have a productive practice session. All you really need is a window that's small enough to adequately focus on one thing. What I want you to do is to look for a 5 to 10 minute window of guitar time every single day and give it a singular focus. So what this means is one exercise or one riff or one theory concept, just one aspect of something that you're trying to improve upon. And that's the only thing you're going to focus on for those 5 to 10 minutes. And what you're going to find is that if you're really focused, you don't really need much more time than that. Honestly, just give yourself that little window of time. You can get a lot done in 10 minutes if you're focused on one specific thing. Now here's a tip. Set a timer on your phone. Whenever it goes off, that's when you wake up. That's when you shift tasks. That's when you put the guitar down. You go to the next thing. In those 10 minutes, I don't want you to be thinking about anything else but what you're focusing on, including the time that you've already spent or what's left. That's what the timer's for. So you put the timer on, set it for 10 minutes, and then when that timer goes off, you can put the guitar down guilt-free, go about the rest of your day. Seeing progress is not about having a certain length of practice time to be working with, but instead it's about consistent wins stacked throughout the week. So 1 hour of practice time on a Tuesday is not even close to 5 to 10 minutes every single day. Now, if you spend 10 minutes a day, that's 70 minutes per week. Let's say you take a day off in there. That's a full hour, equivalent of a full hour in a week, 60 minutes. That is going to get you way further, way faster than someone who practices 1 hour on like a Tuesday. Because it's, again, the consistency, one day to the next, that's what our nervous system likes. That's how our brain sees our process as valuable, wants to protect it, and fortifies that neurological process as we go along. So it's the repeated attempts day after day, the consistency that really forms that new skill into long-term memory. So we want to make sure that we hit that every day or close to it, even if it's with really small windows. Reason number 3 why you still feel stuck is blaming your entire life for your lack of progress. And when I say that, I mean blaming other people, blaming your circumstances, things like your job, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your social engagements, responsibilities. All of these things affect your life. They all matter to you. They pull on your emotions, they pull on your time, and I'm not discounting any of that. But what I am saying is that you can't let those things be the reason why you don't move forward with the guitar. You can't let those things be the reason why you don't put in any time with the guitar. That's a dangerous path to go down. And you see this in other areas too. You see this in fitness when new dads don't go to the gym. They say, oh, I can't work out because I have this new baby and because my sleep is all over the place. And yeah, that might be true, but you can't let your child be the reason why you don't take care of yourself. Your child has to be the reason why you take care of yourself. That has to be the motivating factor, because the more you take care of yourself, the more you're able to take care of everyone else around you. It's the same thing with guitar or whatever it is that you choose to move forward with in your life, whether it's painting, sports, like whatever it is that you want to do outside of job, family, all that stuff. That's the thing that feeds you, that feeds your soul. That's the thing that you need to do to stay sane in order to show up for everyone else in the way that you need to. So let's right now, you and me, let's take a vow to not let everything else in your schedule dictate your lack of action with the guitar, because that is a complete cop-out. I know that it's easy to blame everything else around you. It's easy to blame your lack of sleep. It's easy to blame your demanding job. It's easy to blame your kids. It's easy to blame everything else under the sun, but you, okay? What's really at stake here is your accountability. You need to be looking at yourself as the reason why you do or don't pick up the guitar, why you do or don't make progress. That's the scary thing. If you can finally take accountability for that, you can finally start to make meaningful progress. That leads me into point number 4, reason why you still feel stuck. If you do start to take accountability for your progress on the guitar, what does that mean for you as an individual when you're looking at the world around you and how other people perceive you? It's a scary thing to really lay claim to something that could be criticized. Like, let's say you really do take your progress seriously, and then your spouse sees your efforts. Do you think they're going to criticize you? Are they going to embrace what you're doing? Are you going to look stupid to them or to your friends? Say you want to put stuff out on social media. You're definitely going to get some negative feedback there. Say you want to go and play a gig somewhere. You want to do an open mic, or you want to start a band or something like that. Anytime you put yourself in front of others, whether it's in person, social media, whatever, you are opening yourself up to their opinions. That's just a part of life. That's part of the process. And that's something that you have to learn how to be okay with if you want to see progress on the guitar. The way I describe this to people is being unaffected by negative and positive feedback. Okay, we all think about the negative, like, oh, I don't want to get criticized. What if I look stupid? What if I mess up? All this stuff. But just as dangerous is being too swayed by the positive feedback, doing it just for likes and comments and praise, and then needing that in order to see more action in the practice room. It goes both ways. You can't be swayed by the positive or negative feedback from other people. Stay in your center lane, okay? Your emotional center lane. You know what you want to do. It's over here, okay? You start here. Where you're going is over here. And you know that you're on one path towards that thing. Along that path, you're going to have people over here saying negative things towards you. Over here, you're going to have people praising you. You can't be swayed. You have to stay the path. Know that you're starting here, you're ending here. And if you get pulled in either direction, you're going to go off and not actually get to where you want to go, at least not in a very efficient way. Now I'm going to talk about reason number 5, why we tend to feel stuck after years of playing, and this feeds directly from receiving negative or positive feedback from people, is not accepting the title of guitarist as part of your identity. Out of all the reasons I mentioned, this is absolutely the most important thing, and it's also the scariest thing, because when you accept that you are a guitarist, not just a hobbyist, okay, but a guitarist, that's part of your identity, you instantly open yourself up to all the criticism from everyone else around you, including yourself. What if it doesn't work out? What if you pour a ton of energy into this thing and it doesn't pay you back? What if you fail? Do you want to feel like a failure? Do you want other people to see you as a failure? No. No, you don't. And that's a big reason why people who play guitar but don't really get anywhere don't see progress. It's because they haven't actually claimed that title for themselves. It's the same thing with any other area of life. You never see anyone achieve anything of excellence and still refer to themselves as a hobbyist. Okay, you don't see elite athletes calling themselves hobbyists or elite business people calling themselves hobbyists. It's simply not done because those people, those individuals, have carved out a space in their identity for that thing. You already wear many hats throughout the day. You have whatever your occupation is, you're an individual, you're a friend, you're a spouse, you're a parent. These are all parts of your identity, and I'm not saying that you need to wipe away any of that stuff. That will still be there, but you have room in there to adopt a new identity, a new part of your identity, which we're going to call guitarist. And if you want to see meaningful progress on the guitar, actual progress, this is a non-negotiable. What I'm going to recommend that you do as an action step is to write out a letter to yourself, which we can call a manifesto. You write out all the reasons why you want to be a guitarist, what it's going to do for you, how it's going to pay you back, and what's going to be lost if you don't become a guitarist. What's going to be lost if you never put forth that 100% effort into becoming this part of you that you so badly want to become. What kind of regret will you have in 20 more years of not seeing progress? This really solidifies guitarist as part of your identity, and you're going to feel a little twinge of fear when this happens because, again, as soon as you open that up, you are opening yourself up to criticisms from other people. But that's okay. Remember, you got to stay the course, become unaffected either way. And this manifesto is something that you want to put up in your practice space, put it as your lock screen on your phone, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day because you're going to have to remind yourself. This is not something that you take lightly. This is something you have to continually say to yourself. Say it in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye. Say, I, insert your name here, am a guitar player. So there you have it. These are the 5 biggest reasons that I see as a guitar coach why people stay stuck after years of playing the guitar, practicing, and getting nowhere. If you noticed, they had nothing to do with actual exercises. It all has to do with the way that you view yourself and how you conduct yourself in the world, how you relate to your own emotions about the way that people view you, and all that kind of stuff. So if you found this video helpful, please remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe to support the channel, comment down below which of these 5 points resonated with you the most. Which one are you struggling with the most? Let's talk about it. I'm Christian with Axfire, and I'll see you next time.